I'm in the NOLA, show me the party. Let me hear the people say, hey.
What's good, y'all? Your boy's back off the bye week. Another episode of the Lanyard Pod with your host Big Pop. We gonna get it in. So we spent the bye week to come out and look like that. To come out and look like that against Atlanta. Come on, man. Hey, bro. Look, this one here really pissed me off. Like for real. I mean, a couple of teams you just shouldn't lose against. And this is if you're a Saints fan, right? It's the Falcons, it's the Cowboys, it's the Bears. Like those three teams you just shouldn't lose to. We already lost to the Bears this year. Now we done lost to the Falcons. And it was just real disappointing. I mean, I, I think the coaching, I don't know, man. Something just don't sit right with me. I know he doesn't have his players yet and excuse me. Um, you know, he hasn't fully implemented his scheme. But man, open up the playbook. I mean, do something. Do something, bro. Like, come on, man. And I'm at a loss for words because just the regression is startling. Like, we look better against the Rams. I mean, we had the game against Carolina, which was a breakout game, not just for the quarterback, but defense looked good, and the defense looked really good in this game. But the offense, man, I don't know, these peaks and valleys, these ups and downs, these the ins and outs. I don't know what's going on with this coach, man. He looks nothing like he did with even Dallas or the Chargers. I mean, what's up with his offense? What's up with his play calling? It's the same thing I'll say with Willie Green when you had to take people away from him in order for him to use players in a different light or use players that he should be using. So we're gonna have to take Taysom Hill away from him. I love Taysom Hill, but man, that QB run is past its expiration date. You know, and besides, you have a bigger, I'm not gonna say stronger, but probably a faster quarterback in Shuck. Now he probably doesn't have the heart that Taysom Hill does to just go in there and take whatever and I'm not putting this on Taysom Hill. He's still out there giving it a Warriors go. But man, the way the way you take Shuck out, um, and this was even a thing way back with Drew Brees. It breaks the rhythm. Brees could overcome that. He's the greatest quarterback of all time. But Shuck, man, he's a rookie. He's still learning. You're breaking a rhythm. Or even him trying to get into a rhythm. You know, I don't know. Um, but anyway, man, your defense looked good. Your defense looked damn good today. The offense just couldn't hold up their end of the bargain. Um, you know, uh, and some of the decisions to not go for it when you should go for it, or go for it when you shouldn't. And the big thing though is the kicker, right? Blake Grupe. Now, I'm not going to harp on this for too long because you know a while ago we said bring in new kickers. just to challenge this guy. You don't necessarily have to get rid of him back then, but just challenge him. Now he's past his expiration date big time. I mean, don't even put him on the bus. Like, leave him at the stadium, call a cab, call an Uber, get him out of there, pack him up. It's frustrating. It is. And I'm not looking for, 3, 4 wins in a row. I'm looking for I'm looking for progression. I'm looking for growth. I'm looking for being better than you were last week. We didn't get that this week. Even in a loss, if we look better, it's still progression. It's still growth. It doesn't have to result in wins, but it has to result in your players advancing and progressing and growing within their craft and learning the offense and you growing as a coach. But man, these play calls and you know the tendencies that this coach shows, man, I just don't know. I really don't know. But we're gonna get into some of the numbers here. So, um, first down, Saints had 21, Falcons had 13. Third down efficiency, so Saints were 5 of 16, Falcons were 3 of 12. Fourth down efficiency, Falcons 1 of 1, Saints 2 of 5. Rushing yards, Falcons 121, Saints 79. Passing yards, 181 for the Falcons, 214 for the Saints. Total yards, 302 to 293. Sacks, the Falcons had 5 sacks, the Saints had 3. Interceptions thrown, so it was one apiece. Um, ours was for a pick six, of course. Great play by Reed. Uh, punts, uh, Falcons had 5 for 42. Saints had 3 for 35. Penalties, Falcons 9 for 82. Saints 4 for 36. Um, fumbles, Saints had 2. Falcons had 1. And then time of possession, Falcons had it for 27 minutes. Saints had it for 32 minutes. So, the defense played pretty good, man. We didn't allow Robinson to get off until the defense was worn down later on in the game. So, um, they kind of did their thing out there. It's just the offense couldn't hold up their end of the bargain. So going over some of these offensive stats, Tyler Shuck was 30 of 43 for 243 yards and 1 interception. No touchdowns today. So I thought he looked good. There were some throws that were turnover worthy. Plus, he got the turnover, towards the end of the game. But I mean, I like Shuck. I like his progression. Um, of course, he needs help. We need more than just Olave out there. But it is what it is right now. Excuse me. Rushing, Tyler Shuck 7 for 22. Devin Neal 7 for 18. Taysom Hill 10 for 17. AK 3 for 11. Tipton 1 for 11. So yeah, what now? Probably won't have AK for a while. I mean, I wouldn't be mad if they shut him down for the year. Um, I thought Devin Neal looked really good, really explosive. Um, and man, how don't you finish that drive where you get down to the inside the 1 yard line and not finish it off with Devin Neal? He got you down there. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Where were we? Receiving. Olave 9 for 70. Juwan Johnson 6 for 46. Devin Neal 5 for 43. Vele 3 for 37. Mason Tipton 3 for 22. Dante Pettis 1 for 14. Jack Stoll 1 for 7, and then AK 2 for 4. So nice spreading around of the ball. Not focusing on one receiver. That was pretty good. Like I said, man, Devin Neal had an impressive game rushing and receiving. We have to use him more, especially now that, AK may miss a few games or miss some time or be shut down or what have you. But, we have to find somebody to back up Neal now. So, you know, there goes that. Um, Vele stepped up. I thought he did. He had some really nice catches. Mason Tipton. Um, he showed me something, especially on a kickoff return. 75 yards. How don't we score there in that situation? The play calling, man. I just don't know. But big time ability right there, big time speed. We need to get him involved more. Blake Groupie. I don't even have to talk about him. He missed 2 field goals. He needs to miss the bus like he missed them field goals. Okay. If Blake Groupie is not gone by Tuesday, then that says something else about this coach. Um, so on the defensive side, Demario Davis, 6 tackles, 5 assists. Alontae Taylor, 5 tackles, 1 assist. Jonas Sanker, 4 tackles, 3 assists. Uh, Justin Reed, 3 tackles, 4 assists, and he had the big interception for the touchdown. Um, Stallbird with the one of the most athletic plays I've seen probably since Saquon last year, jumping over backwards. This guy cleared the quarterback and then came back and sacked him. So yeah, that was pretty good. Um, Cam Jordan, had a big sack. Chris Rumph, 2 tackles. Kool Aid, man, 2 tackles, but getting beat like a drum. Uh, Chase Young had a sack and a tackle, 3 assists. Danny Stutzman, he just looked like he was all over the field. It doesn't really show up much in the box score, but guy just looked like he was all over the field. Pete Werner, 1 tackle, 1 assist, and then Brian Breezy, 1 tackle, 1 assist. I don't know, man. It really pisses me off that we are not progressing like we should, or like a normal team that's in a rebuild should. It's crazy. It's crazy because you know you look at Tennessee, and they're competitive. They've scored more than 20 points in a couple of different occasions. Cleveland, same thing with them. They can score over 20 points. We can barely get over 10. And we hired the offensive coach. So I don't know what's going on. Like I said, we're gonna give him grace. It's a lot more that we have to give in order to watch this product. But I don't know, man. Something's got to shake. You got to open up the playbook. Um, you can't have a coach and a quarterback that's scared to throw downfield. I mean, I know Shuck's not, but man, the offensive line, the guards are just getting murdered every snap. Cesar Ruiz has to go. Um, I would put Simpkins in there, at least see what he has. Uh, but there's not much you can do that's going to fix it for this year. This year is what it is. I mean, you've probably seen the best that we can play against Carolina. That's probably our plateau right there. Um, we just have to take it as it comes. I'm not really mad at it. I just wish it looked better. You know, it can look good and still lose and still keep draft position. Because I don't want to have to draft a quarterback. I don't want to have to draft a quarterback next year. There's nobody in this field I really like, you know, and I like Shuck. I think he has all the quality, but I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just weird. Just a weird what type of conundrum that we have going on here. You know, we're I don't know. Seems like we're on the cusp of being uh you know decent, right? As far as a rebuilding team goes, but then we just regress to you know looking like we just started the season over again. So I don't know. What say you? Let me know down in the comments. Um, Maybe we can have a kumbaya meeting. You know, uh, we probably need some type of drinks or some type of spirits to go in there. But anyway, I'm your man, Big Pop, host of the Lanyard podcast. We're gonna keep plugging away at it, y'all. We here for the long term, so let's do it. Holla at your boy on all social medias and on YouTube. Comment, follow, subscribe, like. Holla at your boy.